Make sure that we're on all over the place. Howdy, everybody. Welcome, one and all, to Highly Motivated, highly excited, highly enthusiastic, many different highlies. But tonight, it's Highly Motivated, the Sunday Smoke Sesh. So this is a thing of its own. It becomes its own thing. There's no expectations, no actual topics, just community getting together, a little education, a little talkie, maybe some current events, and we're gonna smoke together. We're gonna relax together. We're gonna chit chat. So we make sure everything's working. Let me just double peek at everything here. All right, that's changed. Okay, I think we're on fire. We are working. So, welcome to Highly Motivated, the Sunday Smoke Sesh. And so today I was running through Walmart, and I'm on the phone with Ange, and she goes, I go, well, that's interesting. That's the element of confusion. So that's the shirt, the element of confusion. I happened to be looking at the shirt as she said, so I'm like, perfect, because, we got Frank the Tank. Frank, how are you? Welcome to the Sunday Smoke Sesh. This is an exciting day. This micro topics. We have a lot of micro topics to talk about. I saw your picture on the Facebook, Frank. You in a suit as a king. Very classy. Very classy. You were King Putz. That's what jumped out at me. King Putz, the king of the putzes. And that is a grand title, because growing up, I was Putz Jr. My father was King Putz. So I'm giving you the King Putz. I could take it. I could take over King Putz, but I won't. But once again, welcome everybody to the very exciting Sunday Smoke Sesh. Very motivated for the beginning of this adventurous week ahead of us. I've got the same shirt where it says cannabis is not a crime. Actually, I was looking to see if I had it somewhere here, and I don't. But I do have this cool shirt, Cannabis is Medicine. Got this from Rob Harmon over at Veterans Cannabis Care. He's going to be on the show on the 17th. I think that's a Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it's a Wednesday. So he'll be on the show on Wednesday. And yeah, exciting. Now, Frank, I know I'm not going to push you. Whenever you're ready, you tell me. But definitely we're going to have Christopher Sterl on the show as well, talking about his future TV show he's putting together. And that's upcoming. We're going to be doing this all this month. This month is the month of guests. I'm excited. I'm a little hurt that he still didn't get my baseball one that the marketing girl was trying to land for us. Really? Let me see. I'm a little hurt that he still didn't get my baseball one then. You know something? I wouldn't count any of the marketing girls. I don't think there's anybody marketing left over there. So it's a whole new game, a whole new feel going on. That being said, tonight, I want to talk about 1,000,001 things. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is space junk. I was reading something about space junk falling from the sky, which can create a chain reaction. That means as one piece starts coming down and falling towards the sky or towards the earth, it'll hit other pieces that it will bring down with it. Because we have so much space junk. Like, when I say an insane amount of space junk, there's a lot going on up there. Ooh, wait, before I go too far, let me do this. I'm super excited because tonight we're doing tea. Tonight, it's high tea with Oraganji. That's me. So we're doing a little cannabis-infused tea. And Sade, Happy New Year. Welcome to the show. So tonight's tea that I'm going to be doing is the Blue Zen Brew. The Blue Zen, let me tell you, this one right here, yummy. It's got spearmint, ginger, pepper, ashwagandha, black tea, turmeric, butterfly pea. Wow, really some great things happening inside of this. And that's what I'm drinking right now, or I'm about to. We're going to do Blue Zen Brew. So I just popped that in there. I'm going to quickly Fill it up. Dun, 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 dun. But I want to put my cannabis in. So I don't put my cannabis in the same pouch. And the reason is because if I'm steeping my tea, I'm only going to steep my tea for maybe, I don't know, for maybe 8 minutes, 9 minutes. So instead, I put my cannabis in this. This is my little tea steeper. But I do about this much weed, about this much cannabis. I would say that's like a joint's worth. And I will definitely come there, Frank. I'm gonna come and do podcasts. We're gonna get crazy, man. So this is about as much weed as I use to make a tea. So I'm just gonna break that up by hand, just crunching it up, all right? And I put it directly into my tea steeper. So I'm breaking it up so the oils can easily come out of the flower or come out of the bud, whatever you want to call it. So I put in about enough for a small joint, maybe a half a grammer, maybe a half a gram. Let me just, okay. So the reason I put the cannabis, as you can see, in a separate tea steeper is because I like to leave it in the tea. So when I take the bag out, I leave the cannabis in. So the cannabis can steep for as long as you want to put it in there. So I put it in while it's still hot right now. And I'm going to add some honey because I like my tea sweet. All right, that's enough honey. So tonight, it's the Sunday smoke sesh, but it's also tea. We're having a beautiful high tea. And this cup, I just want to say thank you again. This was a gift, and look how awesome that is. Isn't this the most awesome of teacups? Loving this thing. So freaking cool. So thank you. Okay, now moving on. While the tea cools down a little bit, we're going to sparky. And we're going to talk about some crazy shit tonight. We're going to talk about how many people are now on planet Earth. 8.9 billion. Wow. That's a lot of people. I don't even know where everybody's hiding, but that's a lot of people. 8.9 billion. Oh, that's just overwhelming. That means we need better food sources. We need better food production. We, as humans, need to think much more about housing and education and jobs. I mean, there's so much more. 8.9 billion people. It's shocking. Okay. Let me see. Can I use fresh ground for the tea rather than just breaking up the bud? Yeah, you can use fresh ground. I think breaking up fresh bud, though, you're getting more of a fresh cannabinoid. When you already have fresh ground. So, okay, here's my analogy when it comes to cannabis. You look at coffee, and you look at a green coffee bean, and it can last forever. I mean, last forever. Then you roast it, and once you've roasted that green coffee bean, it now turns dark. And that dark coffee bean is only good for 60 days. 60 days, give or take. Once roasted. Then, once you grind it down, it's only good for maybe a day or two. So when it comes to cannabis, I look at it much the same. I don't pick up fresh ground, only because I feel like it's lost a lot of its oomph. A lot of that crystallization is just, it's open to the air and it's drying up those buds, drying up the trichomes of the crystallization. So when a bud is still thick like that, it's like it's holding onto all those cannabinoids in beautiful form. But the oil is still there. So when you're looking at a fresh ground, you're still looking at the same oils. I'm grinding it down, but not as fresh, not as ground, not as broken up. I leave it a little chunky because I let it dry out and I smoke it. Now I haven't smoked that last batch yet to see how it came out, but And the reason I can still smoke it is because it's only going through a partial decarboxylation. That means here in the tea, you're not going above 225 degrees. Probably not even above 215. So not going above 215 degrees with your tea, meaning you're only doing a partial decarboxylation. That means there are still beneficial cannabinoids that can be decarboxylated, that can be combusted. So you can still smoke it. You can still break it up and put it into your food, into your salad. You know, there's great fiber in the cannabis plant. Magnesium, manganese, omega-3, omega-6. I mean, this is a lot of shit. Tonight we're doing a little smoky of some hand rolls that I had. Running a little low on the flour right now. So smoke what you got. But that's why I love making a tea, because making a tea, that bud is going to go much further. You're getting a different high out of it. I mean, you're not getting, oh my God, I'm high, I drink a tea. But your body is light. Your mind is free. When I say free, it's easier to let go of problems and issues. A tea, it's simple. It's simple medicine, and this is how older generations used to do it. I saw a comment on one of the, I wrote an article about, eating cannabis raw, but the best way to get your cannabis is drinking a tea. Yeah, but you can take the bud and grind it. You don't have to break it up with your hands. I do that, but I've got a little grinder, but I like to break it up with my hands. I like to smell that aroma. It starts waking me up a bit. You can eat cannabis raw, but I prefer tea so that you are getting a partially decarboxylated product. You're getting a product that's now been loosened up. So as you are drinking that, you are getting the oils, the pure, beautiful, acidic oils of the cannabis. Older generations, so I was reading an article on the story that I wrote, and one of the comments basically mentioned that this lady's grandmother, her abuela is Spanish for grandmother, her abuela would make tea with cannabis. And then she'd go work out, like she'd do her yoga or her exercises or her running or her walking. I think it was her walking. But she would have a cannabis tea to loosen up and get the body ready. So now that she can stretch and now she can feel a little better. This is from an older generation that did things a little differently. So back in the day, actually, Canada, and I was reading a story about this as well. In Canada, they originally got their licensing to do medical cannabis because of making tea. They needed more product to be available to make tea. And this is why they eventually allowed people to grow their own cannabis in Canada, in provinces of Canada. I don't think Ottawa, but other Canadian provinces. And what's wild is so back in the day, they allowed people to grow their own so they can have enough to make tea. So tea was the original form of medical cannabis and the medical direction of medical cannabis. So that's why I found this so fascinating, because I was taught early on how to make a good tea. When you make a good tea, it's all about those base nutrients, those base acidics that we don't get. If I'm smoking the bud, I'm burning everything up. I'm smoking the bud. It's good for my mind. It's good if it's a sativa. It's a vasodilator, opens up the blood vessels, clears out the bronchial dilator. I mean, it clears out, any congestion and mucus. I mean, that's what a good sativa will do for me. Let me see. I should be taking the tea bag out soon because you don't want to keep it in there too long. Remember, the longer you keep your tea bag in the tea, after about 10 minutes, you start creating tannins. Tannins can give you nausea, they can give you headaches, the absolute opposite of what you're looking to do out of a tea. Now, in my tea, I do have this, which is full of cannabis. So I have my tea bag, which is right here, and that's the Blue Zen Brew, a gorgeous combination. And then I take this out, but I leave the cannabis in. So let me see. Christopher, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here. And again, everybody, we're going to have Christopher Sterl on the show, hopefully very soon. Working out the dates as we speak. Let me see. When's Gold Leaf coming to Port Charlotte? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to find out for you because it's so worth it. There we go. Much better. I'm going to switch over to Facebook. Oh, I read backwards. You're right. I did do a little teabagging just now, Frank. And as I was doing that, I was thinking about you, saying, Frank's going to say something. Frank is going to say that I'm teabagging people, and I'm doing it live on the show, baby. That's how it's done. So I got a lot of honey in here. I got the Blue Zen Brew. And while I'm telling you about this, it's a good time to mention, we sell the tea to support the show. So if you're ever curious about buying some of the tea or getting into adding your own cannabis to our teas, which they are designed for it, or you don't have to add cannabis and you still get very similar lightened effects that you get from cannabis, but in the tea. So that's what we have going on. Absolutely awesome. The teas are available on my website on Oraganji.com. Inside, you get 6 teas. Absolutely gorgeous. Great tea, great product, and it goes to supporting the show. So that's it. Perfect. Done. Moving on. Now, this right here, is the onion rings. It's the onion rings, and I believe the other one is a Mega Runts. It's the last of what I've got. I'm rolling them up. Hopefully tomorrow my rec opens up a little bit. And when I say that, here in Florida, I'm in the medical program. And when you're part of the medical cannabis program, we have a rec. And we can only buy so much every, whenever the state allows us. Like I have, I think 5 or 6 ounces every 35 days that I can purchase. But according to the state, I probably can only purchase 3.5 ounces of that because of the way they allow me or do not allow me to purchase things. But on the 13th or the 15th, or maybe it's the 11th, I'm so bad with dates. Maybe it's the 11th. They're going to have hearings in Tallahassee at the state to talk about maybe revamping the medical program, making things a little bit easier for the medical patients or more available to the medical patients. I doubt it. They're probably going to make things difficult. Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. Highly motivated. This is a community smoke sesh, talky talk. It's a little bit of everything. Hey, I looked at it today. What's the blue something? It said blue on your site, but I can't remember what the name of the tea was. So that is what I'm drinking right now. That's the Blue Zen Brew. So Blue Zen Brew, and that's a morning tea. It's got black tea in it, so for the caffeine. Spearmint, ginger, ashwagandha, turmeric, pepper, and butterfly pea. Absolutely fantastic. That butterfly pea makes it like a bluish purple color, and then if you add lemon, it changes and it becomes maybe like more reddish pink. I don't know. It's wild. I wonder if the tea is ready yet. I gotta take my tea bag out. Let me see. Yeah, as long as you leave aliens out of it, we're good. You go off on a freaking tangent when you talk about that. Listen. It's important because I just want to mention, now that Frank brought it up, thank you, Frank. I want to mention on this, wait. Whenever Super Bowl is, look out for aliens saying hi. Baba Vanga said that we would see the first alien encounter with the public or alien disclosure from aliens to the public during a major sporting event. What's a major sporting event? It's Super Bowl. Super Bowl is a major sporting event. So that's what's happening. That's going down. That is absolutely crazy. And that's going to be, what, next month? Super Bowl is next month, I think. I don't know. I don't watch it. Do I put cream in my tea? Sometimes. I do it with any one of my black teas. I'll do it. I don't mind a nice heavy whipping cream. I think it definitely brings a very nice creaminess to the tea. When I'm doing it with cannabis, I usually don't. But without cannabis, I will definitely add a milk or a cream or a heavy whipping cream. I try to stay away from creamers because you don't know what's inside of those. You look at the ingredient list on your creamers, that's some rough shit. There's some crazy chemicals hiding in there. Let me see. See, look at this. Miguel's telling us, I want you guys to see this. He said, my grandparents would steep a bit of cannabis in their morning tea or coffee before heading to work at our family restaurant. Look at this. This is how, look, when I said, the lady said her abuela used to do it in the morning tea before she'd go for her walk. Let me see. I always wondered how they were always super focused and full of energy. It's because they were taking care of their gut flora. They were taking care of that microbiome. by setting that, at ease or at homeostasis, everything else in the body starts to work in this same kind of homeostasis. But it's how we start first thing in the morning. On LinkedIn, I just put an article talking about THCA, CBDA, and even CBGA, the precursor, the mother of all cannabinoids. It gets me so excited because you can eat raw cannabis and your body breaks it down. There's some great nutrients. But when you put it in tea, you are now giving it, you're not decarboxylating it. You're partially getting it ready, softening it up. Those oils are just coming right into your bloodstream. And you're getting high in a whole different way. You're getting high healthy in your body in a whole different way. But yes, I do put milks in my tea occasionally. Let me see. Frank's telling me that I was probed once. I seen you on the Independence Day movie. Listen, I've always had a fascination, not so much about aliens individually, but about all the races of aliens, about extraterrestrials, about anything outside of our own planet has always intrigued me because I know we're not alone. We're not the only ones. I think since I started getting really high smoking weed, I've wanted to smoke with the aliens. Now, if it came with a probing, would I have to go through a probing to do a smoking? That'd be a hard smoke, yo. I'd have to think about it. Unless that's some really good alien shit, then what are you gonna do? A probe is a probe. It's happened once, it's happened, Okay, let me see. Mark, welcome to the show. Let me see. Let me see where we're at. I always use cream or half and sugar, but honey is probably the way to go without cream. So right now I'm using this honey. This is a pure and unfiltered Golden Blossom. Pick this up, probably get it at Walmart or Publix or any grocery store. But anything that's going to be raw, unfiltered, and this is actually a US Canadian honey. Now, normally I get one that's region specific. So the honey is going to be more for the area that I'm in or the southeastern part of the United States, because it helps build up immunities, for allergies. It works great in your body. Honey is an amazing thing. We should probably do a show just on how many things you can do with honey. I mean, I make mead. And my honey mead is amazing. Honey wine, amazing. Don't mind me, I'm a little goofy tonight. You could have been probed. A recent probing will mess you up for a while. Let me see. We got Mark back. Let me see. The green gremlin chick did it for 8-year-old me as well. See? Look, our early selves were really into the aliens. Some of those alien chicks were really hot. What movie was it with Dan Aykroyd? Dan Aykroyd and the blonde, I can't remember her name. Oh my God, what is my problem? But she was an alien. That was a hot alien. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Wait, let me just see if my tea's any cooler. Ooh. Now this has cannabis in it. Oh, not a crazy amount. Yeah, like a small joint. Not like one of these even. Like a small joint. But that tastes great. And when you put the cannabis in, you can taste it. You can taste those oils kind of breaking down into your tea. And remember the honey. Now, Christopher, the reason I'm using the honey is like a temporary fat. The honey is my temporary medium for the cannabinoids, the THC, to transfer into the fats of my body through my bloodstream. So Aldi is dirt cheap for honey. It is, but wait a second. Look what you're buying. I bought one the other day from Aldi. I don't know. I wasn't impressed. It didn't taste right. This one tastes better already. I can taste the difference. But no, Aldi's great for everything. I'm not knocking. Look, you buy some good salmon over there. They got deals on everything. Look, I save a lot of money by going to Aldi's. It's such a great deal. How is that even any more an option? That's a hard high. No. Wait, where are we? Oh, sorry. Hi, happy Sunday. Ha! Just started Jace on honey. We just found out he's allergic to tons of things. You're gonna listen, get Jace on local, unfiltered, raw honey. and you got to make sure it's the real deal. There's a place in Gainesville that not Williamson's. Oh, what is the name of it? It's like I can't remember the name of it right now. I don't know why. Like the brain's not working. But they've got great honey, great local honey. This local honey builds up his immunities so that he doesn't have to be on things like Zyrtec or any kind of chemically driven allergy relief. And allergies lead to stomach problems because of the snot. Allergies lead to congestion and headaches and dizziness and nausea. So when you get rid of the bigger problem, which is the allergies, then a lot of those other issues go away. That's what cannabis did for me. It got rid of a lot of the underlying issues that created the bigger problems. The probing. Oh, well, no. You're saying no to a probing now, but what if that weed is amazing? I'm just saying a probing is the second. You don't even know what a probing is. We don't even know what it is. We could have like a whole wrong feeling about it. No, let's just stay away from probing. We'll stay away from it. Let me see. Foods, grass, trees. Excited to see how the honey changes things, along with the diet change. Diet's a big deal. No more fast food. Fast food is terrible. It changes the RNA in our body, which is the programmable DNA. And yes, fuck MS. There you go. We're saying that out loud for everybody. Again, tea is a big deal. That's good. It's getting the cannabis directly in your bloodstream, directly into your stomach, so that you're not losing it through the process. Even this is a process. That's good. Oh, that's a yummy tea. I need it. This is the Blue Zen. So the one I'm drinking right now is like a morning tea. It's got black tea in it, so that's caffeine. And that'll probably pick me up a little bit. I enjoy that. At a hardware store, and someone made, but we don't know it needed to be unfiltered. So we were searching for raw locally. Raw really is the big deal. Unfiltered or partially unfiltered. Unfiltered really is just getting the larger or the pieces out, bits out. But it still stays raw. It stays natural. That's the best way to go with that honey. So awesome. I'm glad to see he's gonna be changing his diet and getting on to some honey. So I've got some really interesting. Last show, May told us about a number. May got on the show and she goes, listen, 55515. You say that with belief. You say that with, you understand that this right here is going to temporarily numb pain receptors and provides immediate relief. You have to repeat it with focus. Visualization of pain dissipating. Remember, this is like physical manifestation in the conscious world and not the subconscious. So all manifestation that I really know how to do is in the subconscious. And then once you do it in your subconscious, it makes the conscious, it have to regulate, it has to become, it has to make it so. But real-time manifestation with numbers. So May started this on us last show, and she said 55515. Say it 3 or 4 times, repeat it, say it with passion and focus, and visualize the pain that you are looking to numb. Visualize it going away. So I did this on the show, last show, and it was amazing. I sat there and I was like, my brain cleared, the pain in my lower back cleared. So it got me thinking, there's got to be other numbers. There's got to be other numbers that mean certain things, that get certain things working and moving within the body. Let me see. Now, Whisker Lickens is a little bit different, but it depends on what he's using it for. Really quickly, what is the common connection between Whisker licking, the Whisker Licking strain and mule fuel? So mule fuel, though, is a sativa. Whisker Lickens, not so much. Now, again, I don't want to classify things by sativa indica hybrid. Mule fuel is energy. Mule fuel is a deep-seated body movement. It takes care of nerve and bone pain, and it gets the mind forward motion energy. That's mule fuel. And it feels like you feel it all the way. You're like, oh, I gotta get shit done. Feel good about that. Feel positive. And that's kind of how mule fuel is. Whisker Lickens, a little different. Whisker Lickens is more mind and muscle relaxant, but leans, because it has similar terps and it has similar lineage, leans at the back end with energy. So it's a relaxed energy. So the reason that's probably working is that some of those terps are great for the nerve pain, great for bone pain, probably dealing with some of the problems that he's having. Both of them have similar terps, similar entourage effects, especially using things together. Having great luck with both and is new to the terpene journey. So trying to help him understand what the benefit or possible connection is between the two. I'm going to have to go look at the what the terps each one exhibit, and if each one of them have a dominant terpene, that could be a terpene that is helping out this individual specifically. Like his body is attuned to it, or it activates something. Like, wow, hey, okay, oh, that's dealing with pain, or it's dealing with sleep, or numbing something, or moving, like my neuropathy and my fibromyalgia. It reactivates the nerves. When I'm doing like the emerald apricot or a good Durban poison, because of the THCV, the extended hydrocarbon, I feel tingling in parts of my leg where it was numb and I wasn't feeling anything. So now, to me, that's telling me the nerves are regrowing. The nerves are rewiring themselves or reactivating dead-ended zombie cells or zombie nerves. I don't know how to describe it. I just know it works. And that's something that I love. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, welcome. Believe it or not, Rachel and I all get the uplifted benefits from Whisker Lickens and the energy. You're getting it because I think it's probably helping you somewhere with more, it leans more towards mind and muscle relaxation, but energy. Not the same energy Mule Fuel gives. Mule Fuel is excellent. Maybe, I mean, it's in flavor and in movement. I think Mule Fuel is a faster moving strain. Whisker Lickens, it's lovely. It's how your body reacts to it. That's why I don't classify things indica sativa hybrid, because your body's going to use it differently. I love Gorilla Butter, and Gorilla Butter gets me moving, but that's an indica that knocks people out. Some people smoke a little Gorilla Butter and that's it. They are butter. Me, I'm like, oh, I love it. I'm light on my feet. I feel like dancing. I mean, I'll try dancing, but then I'll trip over myself and then I'll hurt myself for a very long period of time and remind me, I should be dancing. I'm right outside Philly. Oh, Christopher is right outside Philly. Check this out. You see, we're all quite connected and we're all very close. So anyways, May got me thinking about the numbers, and she got me thinking, what other numbers can you say? Like, these numbers get rid of pain. And I thought it was silly, but I did it. And live on the show, I was like, whoa, okay. So let's do some numbers. I looked into it. I made a list. Here we go. 88442. This alleviates emotional pain and soothes the heart. That's big. Chant when feeling overwhelmed or emotionally drained. 11770. This reduces your chronic physical pain and inflammation. That, for numbers to be able to be pre-programmed into our brain, this also lays credence that we were created. We were programmed. We are part of, I heard today, they said, oh, the Akashic record is dark matter. We're dark energy. Dark matter or dark energy is the Akashic record. It's like, that's the physical, we can't see or feel it, but that would be where all of our information goes. So, Miguel's in Northeast Philly. Look at this. You guys are all much closer. That is awesome. So we've got a Philadelphia crew. We've got a Florida crew. We have our international crews. I think that's awesome. Let me see. So uh, all of these numbers, the best way to do it is focus on the specific area that, like, say you want pain to go away. Focus on that area and say it over and over with dedication, with focus, with belief. 22991. That's alleviates or activates cellular healing and promotes recovery from injuries. I look, these days we need anything we can use to make our mind, body, and whole soul better. If we could chant some numbers and this activates something, I'll chant away. I need to activate quite a few things in my body. Okay. Whisker Lickens makes me want to work and get stuff done. Very high energy. For me, same as Mule Fuel. Now, I'm just trying to find something to help me sleep so far. Oh yeah, neither one of those are sleepies. I found for sleep is wedding cake, gelato's nice. I have hip replacement rod in the femur. Okay, so, and 32 screws in the knee. And I can tell how Mule Fuel and Whisker Lickens takes the pain away because it's taking away nerve and bone pain specifically. Now, I just need something for sleeping that takes away the pain. So here's the thing. Going to sleep at night, I wouldn't look at predominantly indica strains. I would look at hybrid leaning. Emerald apricot is actually one that you could smoke or do in a tea. The tea will help as well. Eating cannabis raw will help. But again, doing it in a tea, you're partially decarboxylating the product. So what we're looking at here is this. I can't sleep at night because of bone pain. And I have restless leg syndrome. And I have a racing mind. So if I do an indica relaxes my muscles and starts relaxing my mind, but I'm still racing. And in that, the pain hasn't gone away. So that's not going to help me go to sleep. A hybrid, and again, I don't like to call things hybrid leaning blah, blah, blahs. Hybrid leaning sativa. Flow, F-L-O. Anything with flow, anything with Durban, like the Durban, a good Durban poison will do you wonders. But it's how much of it you actually use. So I wouldn't smoke right before bed. I'd smoke 30 minutes, an hour before bed, before laying down, so that my blood is still pumping throughout the body. And if it's more for a longer term effect, I would do rosin gummies. I think rosin gummies, full spectrum live rosin gummies that lean towards the sativa, but you can't guarantee who they've been made by. You know, when I say that, like, you don't know what strains have been used to make these live rosin gummies. So you take the bud and you put it into a steeping thingy. You make yourself some tea. So now you're getting CBGA in her acidic form. And CBGA is the mother to all cannabinoids. It's the precursor. It's what is, the only thing that is. And then heat is activating it. Or your body's natural juices and acidics are activating the THCA and the CBDA to bring them out of the CBGA. But when you make a tea, you are partially decarboxylating. You are partially breaking that down. Wait. See, that's interesting. I was just reading something here. But by doing this, you're getting the raw cannabinoids as they're breaking down live in your body. So that's what helped me. My stomach issues, my stomach pain, my overall pain. Like, I'm doing this tea. It's a black tea. You know, it's a breakfast tea normally, but I don't think that caffeine's going to bother me for very long. But the cannabis that I'm putting in here is going to relax my bone issues. So this will help me sleep at night. Actually, after a tea like this, it'll knock me out. Edibles knock me out. But for the long term and the long-term pain relief, you want something that's going to be more THCV specific. So that's THCV, Victor. That's the extended hydrocarbon. That right there is responsible for regulating insulin levels in the body. It's responsible for it's not a diet aid, but you're just not hungry. You're not bored hungry. You're hungry for energy. You're hungry, and then if you're eating it raw, it changes your microbiome so that your stomach is now processing food immediately. Your stomach it's fixing the issues and the ailments that you have so that your stomach can work properly, so that it can digest the food into energy, and the energy is usable immediately. And that's how I live my life now. My energy is usable immediately. It wasn't always like this. When I started eating raw cannabis, and I did it because I read something about Bruce Lee. You know, he never smoked a joint, but Bruce Lee used to eat raw weed. And then with the tea, I learned from older generations, they said this is how you get it into your system. If you're gonna eat it raw, you eat it raw, but you're not getting, it's not really breaking down. It's not decarboxylating. I don't think they ever called it decarboxylating. They're like, it's just not breaking down. So with the tea, you're already partially breaking it down. That's a good tea. That's a good tea. I really enjoy that. Okay, so the numbers. We're going by the numbers. And, wait, what did I miss? The fever, I can tell the dual fuel. Don't forget your DHV. You can mix strains. True. And I 50-50 them all the time. I love to mix strains. Actually, the second joint that we're going to be smoking tonight is already a 50-50. But also in tea, you can 50-50 them. Especially if there's, but you're not going to, the terpenes tend to change. The smell, the flavor, the taste, they tend to morph just a little bit. You're still going to get a lot of the great entourage effects, but it does change it a bit. And if it works for you, that's how we fine tune our medication. If that works for you, that's part of your combination, because we are that individual as human beings where we need our own combination. We need our own direction and what's going to work for us properly. Let me see. That's what Rachel used to do whisker lickings and Scooby snacks. Oh, Scooby snacks are excellent. Now, those on the Scooby snacks will knock you on your tuchus. That will put you to sleep. But that really knocks your brain out. Knocks your brain out, relaxes all the muscles in the body. You're done. Boom. But combined, I don't think I've combined them before, though. Split them 50-50 in a mixture for your dry herb vape. That is interesting. That is actually quite interesting. Where you mix the whisker lickings with the the Scooby snacks and the whisker lickings together. That's probably a very tasty blend. That probably is. Numbers. We're still on numbers. Here we go. Next one. 77421. So that targets nerve pain and reduces sensitivity. And again, you repeat, you're breathing deeply, you visualize the affected area, and you keep saying the number, 77421. Or even, here's the next one, 33660. Soothes migraines and headaches specifically. Now, to me, telling you about these numbers, and they're so simple, like, oh, all right, Oren, it's a 33660. There you go. Genius coming out of your mouth. This is not me coming up with this. This is something that has already been proven, tested, researched, that our brain and our bodies react to these numbers specifically. If that's not a sign that we are living in a programmed reality. Now, can we do outside of the program? Of course, we can break free of the matrix. We can break free of the box of programming that we're in and see it from outside. Knowing that we are creators, we can manipulate through manifestation. We can create the life we are looking for, but you have to believe in it. You can't need it, and you can't want it. If you want and you need, you don't believe. You don't believe. Make lists. Believe as though you're already living the life you want to live. It becomes so. manifest it in your subconscious, and your conscious world has to make it so. That's the trick. It is simple. So I'm looking at simplicity. See, no, Frank is right. Look at that. One strain might affect people completely, and it does. I've spoken to people where sativas work wonders for me. It puts them to sleep. Me, it gives me energy. It wakes me up. It gets me going. Asleep. How did this happen? How? But it's just how our bodies break it down. Like mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Like I love regulating my body using psilocybin and the combination of like lion's mane and so many other mushroom varieties together at once. But Angie can't do mushrooms. Doesn't bother. I mean, she could do them. Doesn't even know they happened. Gave her a whole gigantic chunk of chocolate once. I mean, huge bar. She ate the whole thing. She was like, chocolate's delicious. But you ate the whole thing? Nothing. She goes, is something supposed to happen? I'm like, obviously not. Obviously not. And I looked into it, and I thought maybe because people that don't have reactions to mushrooms or psilocybin might be missing something. And they are. Or they're having the lack of a certain chemical in the brain. So, to relieve deep muscle aches, 99088. I'm going to put a whole list. I'm going to take all these numbers and I'm going to put them on my LinkedIn and on the website on Oraganji. I'm going to write an article. I'm going to write about it. And I'm going to, just to have them up there as a physical copy. About number healing. Pre-programmed number healing. So we are pre-programmed for these numbers to work. I still find this shocking. I'm like, how can numbers work? Like when May had mentioned 55515. Like, what is that? What are we doing? So she said this takes away pain in the body and it clears the mind. So during the show, I sat there and I thought about the pain I had, and I believed that it was going to work. I believed it was already working. And I said it 3 or 4 times on the show. And then shortly after that, all pain in my body just kind of washed out, like it wasn't there. So I got curious. Mount Hood magic. You just said a beautiful word. Right there, that is one of the most gorgeous strains. I've been dreaming about it. Mount Hood magic. I get energetic, and Rachel gets knocked the fuck out. Well, no, I get energetic. Energetic, clear head, so many ideas, so much mental and physical energy. No bone pain, no nerve pain, no fibromyalgia, neuropathy. I don't think anything. When I'm on Mount Hood magic, that's like a genie in a bottle right there. Beautiful. So we're talking numbers, and I still find it wild that numbers can do so much. So 1, 2, 1, 4, 5. I think I'm doing the lottery right now or some bingo. 1, 2, 1, 4, 5. Whose number is that? It's a crazy number. 1, 2, 1, 4, 5 supports relief from internal organ discomfort, such as stomach aches or IBS, Crohn's, anything that you might be having with internal organs or your stomach. 1, 2, 1, 4, 5. So I'm going to get all these on the website. I'm going to get these on LinkedIn as well, and on the Facebook, so people can have it, a solid copy. 88819. 88819. Dulls sharp or acute pain, such as toothaches or sudden injuries. So if you're having a toothache, a mouth problem, a sudden injury, 88819. I'm still shocked that these numbers are a number, it's like a thing. And I don't know why I didn't hear about this before. But it is magic, listen. Oh, Mount Hood Mass. I see Mount Hood Mass. He says magic. I'm like, no, these are magic. But okay, next. 44220. It was 42. If there was a healing number at 420, I'd be like, I knew it. I knew there was a healing number at 420. So 44220. That's as close as we're gonna get. Relieves emotional trauma stored in the body, calming physical stress responses. So 44220. You say this with belief. You repeat it in a quiet, meditative space or wherever you need for you to be able to get it out there. You need that. 44220. That's pretty wild. All right. 55133. Promotes restful sleep and dulls the pain that disrupts your rest. So I know it's a number. 8675309. Thank you, Frank. I got it. I need it. I want it. I got your number from the wall. These would be much better numbers to put on bathroom walls. Promotes healing and stress relief. That is something that people are looking when they're in the bathroom. That's what they want to see. Yes, Frank. Awesome. Thank you for that. I needed that. But look, 70799. 70799. I feel like I'm giving out numbers. Eases pain from burns, cuts, or skin irritations. It's wild that these numbers, I keep saying it because I'm in shock mode right now. When I was reading this earlier, I was like, wait, there's so many. And there are an incredible amount of numbers. Let me just skip through a whole bunch. 44155. Wait, was that another one I said earlier? I feel like I said it earlier. Assists in calming phantom pains or sensations after injury or surgery. Last one, 55421. Alleviates pain linked to stress or tension, such as chest tightness. Really? I may have to remember that one. So there you have it. You've got these, but how do you use it? How do you use these numbers? I mean, look, set your intention, focus, repeat the numbers, chant the number aloud or chant it in your mind repeatedly in a rhythmic pattern. So put rhythm, put something behind it. Like, for example, look, 55421. That alleviates pain linked to stress or tension or chest tightness. So 55421. 55421. 55421. And just kind of make it as part of what you're doing. I know it seems silly to repeat numbers, but if that works, then repeat the numbers. Do it when nobody else is around. Do it in silence. You don't have to do it out loud. You can do it in your head. I mean, it's saying it in your head is the same as saying something out loud. And look, this is the year. Be careful, because Baba Vanga, the Eastern European psychic, she said this year we're going to be psychically talking to each other. So you be careful what you say in your head, Frank. I think her predictions have been, again, 89% right. So I believe we could be talking to each other in our heads. At least we think we're going to be talking to each other in our heads. And again, alien visitation during a major sporting event this year. This year, the aliens are disclosing themselves to us during the Super Bowl, I think. Wait. Are you still with them? I know you were kind of a side thing before. So at the moment, no. But all I can say about it, my gold flower affiliation, I love gold flower. So the only affiliation I currently have with them is that I smoke their flower, and I love their flower. They really have great shit. Gold Flower is a cannabis provider here in Florida. They also have Gold Leaf in Baltimore. That's where they got their start, I believe. So currently, I'm waiting on contracts to start back up because there's a lot that I need to do for Gold Flower. And before, they were more than a side thing. They were my everything. I love a company that loves its people. I love a company that wants to heal patients with the greatest medication out there. You know, I love a company that's not taking shortcuts, that gives a shit about its people, about its employees, but also gives a shit about its customers. I can't say that about a lot of cannabis companies here in Florida. I'm sorry, I can't say that, but I can say that about Gold Flower. And I say that, and I don't work for them, but I say that because that's how much their product has helped me. And that's how much their product has made me re-enjoy cannabis in Florida. And you know something? I'm gonna bring you with me, Frank. We're gonna have a good time. No, I'm ready. I'm ready to get back to the promotion side for them and get things moving. New patients, new flow, new energy, old patients coming back. Everybody just, you know, making them really the all-around choice of cannabis company in Florida. But I do that because I believe in their flower. I believe in their product. It's that awesome. Okay, moving on. Where am I? So numbers. We're talking numbers. Numbers. It's wild. So do it like a song. Do it like a chant. Visualize. If it's pain that you're trying to get rid of, visualize that pain going away. Visualize it dissipating. Visualize a healing energy if you're trying to calm your mind and calm your soul. You know, use it alongside meditation or any other relaxation technique. Use it in combination. Look, just like cannabis, I use cannabis in combination. I use cannabis not as a singular, but I use cannabis as a multi-combined effort. I eat better because I'm making better food choices, because cannabis made me be able to taste it again. And it was all about texture and feel and smell and aroma. So food became so much more important to me. I can't do fast food. Fast food, I realized there's no importance there. There's chemicals, there's additives, there's food dyes that we should not be consuming. French fries at McDonald's, you know their salt has 11 different additives. Just the salt that goes into the French fries is like 11 different additives. And there's not a lot of potato in their Frenchy fry. That's frightening. You see? That's like, what does that mean? What does it mean? It means you need to start giving a shit about your food. You need to start caring about what you're putting into your body. Your body is a temple. You should treat it as such, but we don't. We ignore it. We're too lazy, and we just want something ready-made for us. I understand, I'm the same way. But we're living longer. And if you want to live healthier, you've got to start doing something now for your mind, for your body. Look, I use cannabis and I use THCVs. My CBGA is directly helping with the plasticity of my brain. And in that, I'm working early to stave off the onset of dementia or Alzheimer's. So I'm working now to make sure my brain is as active when I'm 100 as it is right now when I'm 50. And that's a big deal for me. And that's cannabis. That's part of the whole combination of what cannabis is going to do, and why it's so amazing. See, I love that. I love it when people can love their employees because they're family. I mean, you can't call it family, and that creates a toxic environment of sorts, but they are. They spend more time with you at work, in their offices, or on functions, or in meetings, or whatever, than they do at home. Work is life. Work is part of life. And if you don't enjoy that part of your life, you're wasting it. You're throwing it away. It gets better when I go home, but then I've got to come back here. Why have that mentality? It's all mindset. And it is how we are treated at work. And if we are treated great, we are accepted and welcomed, and we feel comfortable, then work is amazing. You know, we look forward to it. We look forward to the people we work with. I was talking to somebody, actually May, she works at the farm. And she was saying, look, she just loves the people. You know, they are like a family. They're very close knit. They do things outside. They meet up with each other and do like bowling and shit or something. They do potlucks. And that means it's not just work. You are and because you have joy with the people that you're working with, the product you are making is even better because you're putting your love into that. You're putting your energy into that. So it's all combination. Cannabis and combination. I don't know where I went off on the la with that. You helped revitalize our energy at the Ocala grand opening. It has stuck with us and excited us and only made us research the medical side even more of cannabis. Me and Rachel have been dangerous ever since. Let me tell you something right there. By the way, thank you. And I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Wow, that is so bright. Sorry, I just wanted to get real and take off the glasses, but no, I couldn't. It's just ridiculously bright in here. Well, it's the one light. It's like a nuclear light from 1952. I got it from the old RV. And it radiates. It's radiating light. But that's the thing. I get excited about the education of cannabis. But you can't just sit here and tell people, because if somebody's been smoking weed their whole life, they're like, I don't want to learn anything. I don't need to learn anything. I know everything I need to know. Done. But you don't. We have to unlearn to relearn cannabis. We have to unlearn everything we thought we knew because we knew nothing and relearn it. Cannabis changes lives. It works to help fight cancer, isolate cancerous cells and suffocate them. It works in not just to ease nausea or help people to sleep or to eat or ease the pain, but it actually fights cancer, different types. This is amazing. It's astounding. And even using it in combination with traditional treatments or more modern traditional treatments. I think the more ancient traditional treatments are more the way to go, but yeah. I just can't keep this lit. I saw this one sitting on the side. I don't even know what it is. I'm just gonna relight it. Not sure what it is. Not bad. Okay, so not even sure what I was talking about. Oh, maybe not. I don't know what that is. Okay, let me grab the other one out. You see where I was at? Okay, keep it going. Okay, I was still talking numbers, but I wasn't. Oh, anyways, wait, quick thing. So education. People don't know anything about plants until you teach them about it. You know, a handful of shelled seeds are all the amino acids that your body is, or aminos that your body is going to need for an entire week. One handful, an entire week. Look, tonight we've been talking about the tea, and somebody's abuela told them I used to put cannabis in my tea. You know, that's how I did it in the morning. This guy over here, his grandparents were doing it before they went to the store. There is a history that we just don't know because we're not being taught. We're not being taught about cannabis because of the stigma that's put on it. We're not being taught about cannabis because the government says it's bad. I think a lot of people in our government need to smoke a joint. That would fix a lot of issues. Ooh. That is delicious. Love this cup. Okay, so anyways, we were talking numbers, and I just find it wild that we have magical numbers of manifestation and their potential meanings, often used in spirituality, numerology. Manifestation is something we can do to create the life that we're looking for. Manifestation is the first hint to ourselves that we are the creators. We are the watcher, the eye. We are at the top of that pyramid. So when I was researching numbers and their power and what they're good for, it brought me to the most simple beginning. 111. What is this? 111. Yeah, okay, 3 ones. It's manifestation and alignment. It's a signal that your thoughts are manifesting quickly and staying positive and focused, meaning you're on the right track. 111. Now, I don't know if this is something you see and it gives it to you, but that's, and again, staying simple, 222. Harmony, balance. You know, means you trust in the process. If you see a 222, or if you see a 2, then a 2, then a 2, it's 222. Trust in the process. Same with 333. I mean, you look at how simple this numerology is and how the numbers work. But 333 is an awakening, a growth, a spiritual guidance, where you're aligning with a higher purpose and connecting with spirituality and wisdom. 444. I mean, it just keeps going. 555, 666. Now, 666 is realignment and perspective. Not what you thought it was, is it? See? Now, these numbers, you may not see them all together. You may see them one, then another, and another. You always see signs in threes. Anytime you see a sign or a hint at something in the universe and it trying to speak to you and tell you something, well, you also see it in numbers. So you'll see a 4. It just stand out to you. 4. Okay. 4. Okay. I mean, this can happen within a 30-minute period of time, but you'll notice that it's 3 4s that you've seen, and that's protection and support from the universe and spiritual guides. It's a simplicity that I think we overlook. It's a simplicity that again, it's numbers, and numbers mean more than we even realize. And why, I don't know, but it's the pre-programming of the human genome, because they work. Have you seen Bubba Rush anywhere or know of any similar strains? It helps my cousin's migraine away. He used to get it at True Leaf, but hasn't been able to find it for about a year now. I don't go to True Leaf. It's one of the only places I do not shop at. Rare occasion, like just the rarest of rarest occasion, I will go in there and purchase some shit. But I've never been overly impressed with the way their practice goes. I mean, there's no menu. When you get there, everything's in a bunch of different drawers and people are running around. I don't feel comfortable in the way they create their environment. For me, environment's everything. Look, I had dealers that I used to go to. That one guy had this great shit. I mean, best weed ever. But I was so uncomfortable because he had these 2 attack dogs and he was always working out. He was like, hey, welcome, you're here. And the dogs be sitting right next to him. I'm like, ah. So I was just really uncomfortable. And I always thought the dogs were just gonna kill me. And like, he'd stand up and they'd stand. I'm like, okay, shit. I need to smoke a fucking joint now just to get over that. And so I wouldn't go over to this dude's house, even though he had great weed. I'd go over to another homeboy's house. He was twice the distance away, like an hour drive. And in Texas, in Houston, that was serious. He was an hour drive and his weed was not that great, but it was the most comfortable, relaxed, easygoing buying experience I've ever had. And I'd have choices and there were price differences. But so I think it's how you feel about a place. But that being said, if it was helping his migraines, that means it was stopping the endorphin rush. It was stopping the rush of chemical throughout his brain and body. Rob, welcome to the show. Good for you to be here. By the way, everybody, we're going to have Rob on the show. Rob is with Veterans Cannabis Care, and he's working out of Marijuana Express MD in Orlando. And Veterans Cannabis Care, by the way, is giving out, they do a free medical marijuana card for veterans, I think on the first or last Tuesday, the last Tuesday of every month. So they're always looking for more support and help from the community, but that's what they're giving back and that's what they're doing. And I think absolutely incredible. So we're gonna have Rob on the show because Rob is always posting great medical articles, great medical cannabis combination. And anytime we can help support any veterans, Cannabis Care, we're 100% for it. So Rob, welcome to the show. So now the Bubba Rush, there are some really great strains out there. And I have to say Gold Flower, the Mount Hood Magic, is a migraine taker-awayer. But it's a two-part thing. So any good Durban strain, so like a Durban Poison, Durban Z, anything that has a cross lineage with Durban Poison will take that migraine away immediately. Durban Poison is everything. And the reason is, it's the beginning. It takes away the main rush of the migraine because that's THCV. That THCV is a lifesaver, only found in Durban Poisons and Maui strains. So any good Durban will be a number one. Now, a good sativa that's not lemony, so not a really citrusy or lemony sativa will also help, but the THCV strains are number one. And that Durban Poison, it stops the rush and it turns that powerful migraine into a light headache. So you stop smoking that Durban and then maybe you move to something more leaning towards mind and muscle relaxing, because then that'll take away the headache. So a good solid hybrid leaning indica coming off of a sativa like that, but you want to let it take the migraine away. You smoke a THCV or a Durban Poison and it will take that right away. And then you do a Kush. See, Frank, very smart. I like that. Frank's right. As soon as I saw it, a good Bubba Kush or a good Kush, any good cushy strain will relax the mind and body and take away any regular headache. But that rush you want to get rid of, and that's where the THCV is going to play an excellent role. That's where the Durban Poison jumps in and is like, I'm a lifesaver. And that's what saved me many times were Durban strains. I was very lucky. I had a dealer that was just, he loved Durban, and this is what he grew. He had many little houses that he grew out of, and Durban was his thing. So when it came to learning about how that worked with my body, I always jump back to it, saying, no, that works, it works. I love Blue Dream. I love some Pineapple Express. I love some Star Killer. If you ever get a hold of Star Killer, and that is an indica, or again, I don't like to use it, whatever. Star Killer is amazing. Amazing. It's earthy. It's sweet. Woo. It is spicy in the back end, not like a pepper spicy, but almost like a clovey spicy. But very light, almost like a ginger. Almost like a ginger. Ginger's so good for you. I didn't do any cones today, and I haven't rolled in a couple days, or since I had those cones, I haven't really rolled any joints, only a few. So I was out of practice. I think I rolled this one too tight. So anytime it's too tight, remember, pinch it between your fingers and just kind of roll it like this and move around the joint. What's happening is you're creating air pockets so that when you take an inhale, it'll, a little better. Very hard to get through. A Kush mints will really take away the headache, but the migraine itself, you're going to want something more sativa-esque, more Durban Poison leaning. Now, I do really love one-to-ones. There is one that Gold Flower almost was doing. It was Doctor Who. Doctor Who is a 3-to-1. Wow. What an incredible blend. And the reason I love this one so much, I mean, it's only a 1 part THC. 1 part. 3-part CBD. But in that, it is the stinkiest. It is the cheesiest, the gassiest. Oh, wow. You put your nose into that bud and you are in love with it. You just want to smoke it and cradle it, sing to it. It's smooth, it's mellow. It is transdimensional in not necessarily an entourage, but the smell and the taste and the enjoyment out of all of that combined brings on an entourage. Great strain, and that's Doctor Who. That's a 3-to-1. I did see that. They got a white Durban. Now, I do have to go check out that one. I haven't done it yet. But I saw they have the Durban Z. Now, we're talking about Rise really quickly here. Rise is another RISE. They're another cannabis provider. And the other day, Frank turned me on to them. I don't purchase from them normally. I don't. I mean, Gold Flower is it for me. Unless I'm looking really cheap and I have no money, then I have to go to Sanctuary. But lately, I'm having trouble smoking Sanctuary bud. That being said, it makes me cough a lot. And I taste things that I don't like it hasn't been flushed properly. But again, personal opinion. So really, Gold Flower is one of the only places I smoke right now because they've spoiled me. I mean, I'm a fanboy because they spoiled me. But I went to Rise because Frank the Tank let me know they've got Durban, and I do love some Durban. They got Durban Z. It was excellent. Excellent. It was an interesting cross. Great racing of the mind, but creativity, ideas, great energy. It was a little harsher than what I was used to, but great flavor. And it did good things for my body. I even had it in a tea. I even ate it raw. I used it. It was like gone, like this. Frank's over here is like, that Durban Z is fire. It is fire. Now they have a white Durban. White Durban, by the way, listen. White Durban is high in CBGA. So if you're going to make a tea with any cannabis, white Durban. White Durban already has an incredibly high count. It's that strain grows heavy of CBGA. Now you're thinking, okay, but there's CBG before THC and CBD. Yes, but this CBGA hangs around longer so that you're able to get the benefit before it dissipates and disappears through process. I mean, even in the tea, I may be getting CBGA a little bit. I'm in its active form, but white Durban, you have a lot more opportunity there. By the way, you see when I'm doing it at such a high heat, I'm burning off all the beneficial cannabinoids. All your cannabis starts to change. Starts to decarboxylate and break down. I start to break down. At this point in the show, an hour in, it's pretty smoggy in here. And it's a hot room, which is great because right now it's cold outside. I don't know what happened. We got hit with an Arctic blast, but we had Mark Davis was on the show last week, and he's in Canada. So I'm like, well, what's the temperature there? -15. I'm like, I can't complain then. I'm not going to complain. It is lovely outside. So I have to be careful. I start to cough more because of the fogginess of the room. Or maybe it could be the strain. This one's a lot heavier in the Megalons. So the other joint was more onion rings. The onion rings is much more mind and muscle relaxing. It's very stinky, very gassy. But to me, when I'm relaxed, I have energy. When I'm relaxed, it heals me in different ways. So you heal one problem. Actually, okay, quick example. When I was in the call center back at Liberty Health Sciences many moons ago, Air Wellness now. Don't buy there. Just don't do it to yourself. I mean, if it's cheap, they have good deals, but don't do it. I mean, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not going to be like that. I'm just not. You be your own judge, but you won't have to judge for long. Okay. You go to Cold Flower, they will spoil you. So anyways, I was working at Liberty, and this is a very long time ago, and I worked in the call center. There was a young lady of 98 years old. We'll just call her the young lady of 98. She called, her husband just died. She hadn't slept for like 10 years. And she didn't use cannabis. She actually was calling because her doctors had just taken her off of her pain medication. And she'd been on this regimen of pain meds for the last 30 years. And so now she's basically wheelchair. She can walk, sort of, but she's basically wheelchair bound. And her husband just died of dementia, and she's been taking care of him. So for the last 10 years, she hasn't slept. And that's painful, and that's tough. And she just wasn't able to sleep, and she was just going through pain in so many different ways in so many different places. So the first thing that we wanted to take care of, that I wanted to take care of, was her being able to sleep again. You going back to sleep and recharging and rejuvenating your body is going to heal other problems. It's going to heal other issues that you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with, your body's not talking to itself properly. There's no homeostasis. You need to sleep, and you need to rest, and you need to recharge your brain. So that was the first thing we looked at, and I looked at strains that were going to help her. And then I started looking, she doesn't smoke. So we're going to have to look at edibles. We're going to have to look at microdosing and regimens. And it took like I'd say 2 months. 2 months of every other day chatting. 2 months. And we found the right regimen. I mean, sometimes she needed somebody to talk to. And that's the cannabis community. That's us. That's who we are. We're there to help. It's not just a product. It's a lifestyle. It's a choice for better health and better direction in our health, better control of our health, because that's what we should be doing. We should be taking control of our health. We're living longer. We want to live better. And I think we should take the forward momentum on that. Let me just finish this off. Okay, that's good. So again, I just want to show you what I did here with the tea. I took the tea bag out at it was like 10 minutes. But I leave in there this, and this is my cannabis. So that has been steeping in the tea the whole time. And that's and then by the way, if you do, did I miss it? So by the way, if you buy any tea from us online, I include one of these lovely little tea steepers. This thing. Okay. Now, that being said, so I was talking about numbers, and I'm talking about manifesting them and bringing things to life. We've got so I'm gonna list all these numbers that we were talking about tonight on my website and anywhere else that I can put together a list. Let me see. Yes, that white Durban used to be there. That's the one I was talking about this past year. Let me see. Listen, we all were budget ballers with the concentrates when they were 25 a gram. True. No. Let me tell you, air sucks. But when on a budget, you got to do what you got to do. Frank's right. You got to do, look, that's why at Sanctuary, they used to be, you get 3/8 for $35, and then they raised the price to 40. So you get 3/8 for $40, and now it's 3/8 for $48. So they're raising their prices on everything, but they're not raising their quality in their bud. Now, when it comes to air, I don't remember the last time I saw fire out of that place, and that's what you want to see. You want to see organic. You want to see hand trimmed. You want to see. I give a shit about my cannabis, and I give a shit about my customers. I give a shit about my employees, and my employees give a shit. They give so much shit that they love it, they buy it, and they love it because they grow it. They create it. They are putting that energy, that effort, that amazingness into the bud. And that's what makes cannabis so much more different than any other product. Because you buy an Apple device, those people didn't put love into that product, they mass produced it. But you're buying it because you need it, it works. But there's a community that kind of surrounds it. So with cannabis, we are that bigger community. We are that beyond retail, beyond human. We are here to heal, help people live better life using cannabis in its combination. And that's why I talk about the tea. I never thought I would talk about tea. I never thought I'd be selling tea. But I love it because of the quality of a product. It makes the difference. My example is this. I know a lot of examples tonight. I used to work for Liberty Air, and I would only smoke their shit. I would only use their products. And then when I stopped working for them, I started exploring outside of there. Now, I would leave town and I would buy from Colorado and I'd smoke their shit. But Air's who I would smoke. And I didn't realize how bad their products were. It's like the frog that's in that pot of water and you're slowly heating it up. The frog doesn't know it's getting really hotter because you're slowly doing it. So I was smoking their shit for so long, it was really bad shit. I ended up smoking mids and I thought they were amazing. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? This is so fantastic. It's not what I've been smoking. So, not shit talking anybody, because every company can make better, can do better, can try harder from a standard that we should all be starting from, which is organics or nada. Hand trimming is everything. You don't want to put all your shit through a roller. You put it through a roller, it's knocking off all the trichomes. It's knocking off all that crystallization. It's prematurely drying out your bud. You put it on a roller, you're beating it up. You are banging and smacking it around. You're automatically trimming it. You're hitting it with ultraviolet lighting. What are you doing? Stop it. If you're trying to hide something, then you're not selling the right product. Instead, you can hand trim it, and there you go. If you can, and even in that way you are individually inspecting the flower. If there's a problem with it, you see it. If it's running through a machine, you see nothing until it gets to the customer. And that's the problem. We need to have more love of what we do, love of the product, love of the healing powers that cannabis presents. I put out an article the other day, which I apologize, I have to fix it. I was going through a lot of the links. So I put out an article, 700 medical uses with links, with research studies and you name it. So going through that, a lot of it works, but a lot of it doesn't. So I'm going to go and revitalize that list and make sure it has updates into the process and what's happening worldwide when it comes to cannabis and medical issues from A to Z. Let me see, yesterday it was 454, LOL. Really? God, they're just dropping. Well, okay, so Sanctuary's trying, but their bud's not great. It's okay to smoke if you just need something to smoke. And that's funny when it comes to cannabis, because it used to be only for like my birthday or special occasions, I'd pick up like evil good weed. Just so good. I mean, compared to what I was normally smoking. And on the regular, I'd smoke regs, swag. And this is back in the day. We're going back many moons, many moon. Many moon we go back to the days of swag. But we'd only smoke really good shit every so often because we were balling on a budget. I didn't have the dough. And so now it becomes more about the quality, more about that bougie bud. I want to feel good buying it. I want to get excited by the aromas and the education and the smell and the community and the people. Look, I go into a smoke shop and I want it to be almost like, hey, I'm here. great to be back. I want to go into a smoke shop and feel welcomed. I want to feel welcome so that I purchase more comfortably. I want to come in feeling like, not like it's a nightclub, not like overly neoned or overly clean or like an Apple store or overly futuristic. I want to come in and feel like I'm part of it. Part of the people, part of the company, part of the product. Because I'm smoking that product and that product's going into my body. That product is healing me in the many different ways that I might use it. So I want to feel connected, and that is what most of your cannabis companies are missing. The connection between their people and us. Their grow houses and their people and us. The customer. I think that makes the biggest difference in how much I purchase. I might only purchase a little bit here and then I'll go in somewhere else and I'll purchase a little bit. I went the other day to a place that that I don't normally go to. I don't normally go there, but the people made me feel so comfortable. And I was at Cookies. I went to Cookies because I was in Gainesville and the sanctuary is down the road. And I left the sanctuary and I went to Cookies because I wasn't happy with what I got. I just didn't excite me. And nobody excited me. It's just I wasn't in an excited mood. But I got the Cookies, and from the second I walked in, they made me feel comfortable. They made me feel like I don't know, like I was missed, and there's some great shit that they're glad I'm here. Like, oh my God, so glad you're here. Come, check this out. You're gonna love this. I felt, and I was like, wow, where the hell am I? I mean, now keep in mind, I've been in that place before, and I didn't feel like that. But this one particular time I went in, it was great. I was like, okay. And I ended up buying more stuff than I would have normally bought. And I noticed that. And I got out to the car and I was like, oh, I just bought more shit. But I didn't want to buy. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. I bought it already. It's how you feel. And if you feel like you're part of something, then you want to be everything that you can be part of it. It's how you feel about it. And that to me is totally cannabis. No, there's not. There's a few companies here. Look, I go to Jungle Boys, but I'm not impressed. Not for the price. Their price blows me away. And it was good. I mean, it smelled good. It tasted good. It smoked pretty good. I still think Gold Flower beats them. But maybe not for everything. You know, they had some live rosin gummies right now, and I didn't try them. I should have, but I didn't. And I have had strains in the past from Jungle Boys that were phenomenal. So again, it's how much love and energy you continue to put into it. And that really comes to your growers. Your growers are number one. Your grow house, your farms, the way they feel about the plant, about the innovation, about the new strains, it's a big deal. That's first energy going into your bud. And those, you make sure your growers are happy, and you're gonna have some happy bud. I mean, that's the beginning. That's the beginning right there. Happy bud, happy growers, happy customers. But you can't forget your employees. I mean, they work hard. They deal with thousands of people, and their energy needs to be revitalized. They need to be reminded that they are the face of the company. It's the first face you see when you walk in the door are those people behind the table. And if they're smiling, if they're excited, and every time I go into a Gold Flower, I feel welcome. I feel excited. I feel like part of it. And that to me is a big deal, especially in my buying experience. And I may only be in there, you may only come into a dispensary and you're only buying for you're only in there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes maximum. But you want that 15 minutes to be everything. You came in to spend money, you're buying this, you're in the middle of this to this, dun, 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 dun. But this helps your energy, decides your mood. If you get excited about your bud, your mood has changed all day. If you pick it up, I'm just saying, I know when I pick up good bud, and I'm excited about it. And the dispensary has got me excited about it. Mood's already elevated. Excitement and stress levels, just no stress, full excitement, ready to go. And that's until I get home and I roll it, I smoke it. I'm like, oh, fantastic. So, but no, I was here in Gainesville. There's not a lot of options. So I went to the cookies, and it's all about mood. It's all about how they make you feel. And that's a big deal. And that's what a lot of these places don't understand. Price is a big deal too. Look, you go to Sanctuary, you get 4 for $54. That's pretty cheap. That's like what, $12? $13 an eighth? That's cheap. It's like Liberty. They used to do $10 eighths. They were shitty, but they used to do $10 eighths. And if you wanted cheap flour, a $10 eighth is the way to go. That's a little cheap. So we were talking numbers, we're talking quality, we're talking just a little bit of everything. Reminding you once again, we're gonna have Rob Harmon on the show on the 17th. It's gonna be something. Hope you're ready for it. And let me see, we're gonna have Christopher Sterl on the show, and we're gonna have him on soon, maybe right after, right before. Because there's gonna be, for Christopher, because he's into the Time Machine Project, I'm going to dedicate his show to alternate realities. We're going to be jumping into the time travel of not just of the mind, but time travel through the universe. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, let me see. Oh, I always get excited when someone shares a picture of an epic whole bud. All the deep purple and red colors and orange and gold, oh my. It's the truth. You see one of those beautiful buds, it's breathtaking. I'm so low on flour, I have no big buds on me right now. I have no big buds. I like big buds, and I cannot buy. So, but that's the truth. You're right, you see that, and you see the care that's been put into that flower. Now, if you see one of those big buds and, some of the red hairs are coming out and it's really crystally, that means it was hand trimmed. Because you don't get that in a bud that's gone through a roller and everything's been knocked off. Everything. So we talked numbers a bit tonight, and really quickly, I know Frank's like, Oren gets all crazy when he starts talking aliens. I'm not talking aliens. So what I wanted to talk about really quickly is Tartaria, or a Tartarian. So the idea of a Tartarian civilization. The last show we were talking about ancient civilizations and civilizations that existed. Now they may have not been called the Tartarian, but they existed without a name. They existed in mass number with advancements and technology and medical know-how. But we don't know what civilization they came from, and they helped further our civilization that we are currently in the scenes, in the background, in the preemptive work that was done to and this. So okay, let me explain. The idea of a Tartarian civilization has gained attention in alternative history circles and conspiracy theories. But throughout all the evidence, okay, historically, there is nothing directly supporting the existence of an advanced global civilization called Tartaria. Now, let's break this down. What is Tartaria? It was a term used in the medieval and early modern European maps to describe a vast region in Asia and Eastern Europe, encompassing parts of what we now know as Russia, Central Asia, and Mongolia. So the term referred to a loosely understood and poorly defined area populated by various nomadic tribes, such as the Mongols or the Tartars. But it was never a cohesive civilization or empire. But yes, it was. So it depends on what you're considering a cohesive empire. They were not combined as an empire. I think they were were two separate civilizations working synergistically. So some people suggest that Tartaria had incredible architecture, was using a free energy of sorts, like the pyramids. But who created the pyramids? Now, I'm not saying it's a Tartarian civilization, but the pyramids are clearly future tech. Future tech. You look at these obelisks that are all around the world. Possibly a way of converging energy and converging frequency and whatever. So definitely, I think we've had modern advancements in some of our civilizations, but we've lost some of that tech, or we've lost some of that know-how. So let me see. I will join when it feels like a good vibe. Do that. We can play by ear. Well, thank you, Chris, and I appreciate that, because it's gonna be its thing. I don't want to minimize it in any way. It's gonna be grand, and so I do want to state the evidence of a Tartarian civilization, and we'll call it Tartarian, but it could be called almost anything. I mean, there were Greek civilizations that were pre-Greek, before the gods, or civilizations that were around before written scripture of the gods, of the mythological gods in Greek mythology and Roman mythology. So there's architectural evidence, and this is where things get really wild. Some point to grand old buildings like cathedrals, capitals, or other ornate structures, and suggest that these were built by more advanced methods, like a Tartarian civilization that did not take, because we don't know how a lot of these structures have been built, or they were fixed or worked on or repurposed. There is a lot that we don't see now, buried under the ground. So in reality, these structures are products of known architectural movements and human ingenuity. But some of it has been started so far back in civilizations that the original architecture, the original mapping and construction of some of these buildings is ancient in its history. Free energy theories. Now, this is something we're working on right now. As a civilization, it may not ever be free, but a never-ending energy source that is produced from the ether or from thin air. So no matter how many stories I read about free energy, about cold fusion, look, you name it, it's wild. And is it possible? I think it is. I mean, anything is possible. And with how they've described it, how it can be created, and sure, maybe it's a possibility. Free energy, 0 point, cold fusion. It's being worked on as we speak. So I think we are a civilization right now, maybe like a Tartarian civilization, where we are now learning so much, discovering so much, discovering new mathematical computations and theories, and proving all these things right. Our building architectural tech is amazing. We're becoming quantum in our computers. So I think we are that civilization. Like, you look at Tartarian civilization, it being an actual thing. They may have not been called the Tartarians, because again, the Mongols and the Tartars. But there is advanced know-how that has built much of Mesoamerica. There is advanced know-how, and we are just now learning about incredible things. I believe one of the in the jungle, or one of the Mayans. I think it's Mayans. Pretty sure it's the Mayans. But one of their very large cities, there are rocks that are engraved, big, giant, huge boulders that are buried deep underneath their cities that are like runes and numbers and prayers and whatever it gives, but as protecting the city. That's pretty deep shit. That's ancient technology. And much like the pyramids, the people who came to the pyramids, they showed up there. These things were already built. The pyramids were already there. A previous technology, a previous civilization built the pyramids. Wow. A Tartarian civilization. So no, they say it's a big deal. I mean, look, but so over here I see the lost empire of Tartaria is a thing people are talking about in archaeology and history. Learning something new. Yes, man dreamed he could fly and figured out to fly like the birds. Yes, advanced tech exists, infinite energy stuff, and it does. 0 point energy. They've been making movies about it for years. We've been very close, and even in the movie, I think the one with Morgan Freeman and Keanu Reeves, that they were dealing with cold fusion, and it was the frequency that stabilized the energy beam. And I really believe that's a big deal. And I believe right now we are closer to free energy in our civilization than we ever been before. But that's not saying that a previous civilization, previous within our realm, might have already achieved infinite energy or assisted free energy. I don't know. Wow. But the real question is, I mean, why? Why has the Tartarian claim, chain reaction, very good. Why has the Tartarian claim gained traction and it's lost knowledge? Humanity has lost or forgotten technical knowledge over time. Roman concrete, certain Mayan agricultural techniques. Roman concrete is a big deal. That is amazing. There are still aqueducts standing, and these are not like just a little bit off the ground. These are high up into the air. Enormous aqueducts that run for miles. Still, they could still work if other parts of it weren't destroyed. But Roman concrete, Mayan agricultural techniques, and this fuels the curiosity and speculation about other potential lost technologies. Look, I think we overcomplicate things. I believe in the simple nature of life. Modern technology, it feels unnecessarily complex. And making the idea of something simpler, advanced ancient tech, it makes it more appealing, makes it more understandable. That maybe because it's simple, we're missing it. Because it's simple, we think, no, it can't work, it can't be a possibility. It's too simple. Simplifying emotions is the perfect thing in life. Simplifying the answer, whenever you're giving an answer, is always the best thing. Simplifying the truth and the understanding of everything around you makes life more digestible because it's simple and it works. So simple magic, simple numbers. We talked about them tonight. Numbers that reprogram the brain, that reprogram the body. It's simple. And maybe we are overlooking it because we're saying, but it's too simple. It can't work. Can't it? Can't it? To be fair. Let me see. Chain Reaction with Morgan Freeman, Keanu Reeves. Yes, it was sound waves. Sound waves, frequency. And I was watching a show where ancient swords could not be reproduced with modern tech. It's lost wisdom. Yes, there's Japanese swords by ancient Japanese tech, ancient Japanese swordsmen that they cannot replicate the way the metal was formed. It's unbreakable. Stays forever sharp. That right there shows that we've lost. We've lost the know-how and the history of things. In England, there was a town that I had gone to where they had so many thatched roofs. Like the whole town had thatched roofs. Thatched roofs is where they use the hay and they work it in a fashion where the roof is like, it's super thick, but it's good for like 30, 40 years. And then in 30, 40 years, it has to be rethatched. But what an incredible technique that keeps heat within the house. It looks incredible, gives it that old cottage feel, but people aren't getting the roofs thatched anymore. And why? Well, because nobody knows how to do it. Nobody wants to learn as an apprentice how to thatch roofs. And the people that knew how to do it are getting too old. So history dies out. Technology dies out if people don't learn, if they don't pass it down to somebody. I mean, many people are also drawn to the narratives that challenge the mainstream history of Tartaria. So I talk about alternative histories all the time. I didn't want to not mention this, how I feel that we are passing through multi-dimensional realities sometimes. And maybe Tartaria was part of one of those other realities, those other histories, that alternate history. So I think that right there, lost technology, alternate histories, cover-ups, archaeological cover-ups. Look. I'm going to say this quick because I'm on both sides of the fence, but a guy named Hawass, he runs the Egyptian archaeological antiquities department, whatever. He runs the whole freaking thing. What he says goes. Intelligent guy. Been working his whole life and he's amazing at what he does. Amazing. But Hawass has also covered up history and covered up realities that they haven't released to the world. Why? Because they're trying to either hide the information so it's not destroyed. That's what I'm saying. I'm on both sides of the fence. Hawass might be good, but acting as a as an agent of bad just so he can hide. I don't know. But when it comes to Egyptian antiquities, during their last battles, we lost so much in their museums. We lost so much, and we'll never get that back. So that's like lost technology, lost history. There's a reality there that we have to look at. Civilizations like ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, and others were highly advanced for their time. And I mean highly advanced, with impressive achievements in engineering, mathematics, technology. We don't know even a quarter of what they knew. These achievements were not lost. Not necessarily lost. A lot of these were evolved and built upon over centuries. But again, we have overcomplicated so much. We have overcomplicated maybe getting back to the simple solution, the simple nature of things without overcomplicating everything. That might be, while it's interesting to imagine different civilizations, I don't think it's necessarily just imagination. I think there are alternate realities, alternate histories that might have happened that might have happened, that might have helped shape our civilization now. I mean, we didn't just become a civilization. We didn't just pop into existence and we're like, oh, look, Western civilization and all this shit works. It came from somewhere. It started somewhere. There was a civilization. There was something before. And that's what we have to give an understanding to. We have to think about. I call it Tartaria and the Tartarians, but I might be more right than you think. Let me see. Ocular microtremors are tiny eye vibrations possibly linked to an intuitive network connecting living beings. Really? Because I get that shit all the time. Research is scarce, mainly focusing on measuring consciousness levels during anesthesia. Really? We live in a quantum world, so everyday life might very well also be weird and quantum. Christopher, it really is. Listen, it is weird and it is quantum. And that's why we work. That's why we are what we are. I think there is so much. I personally believe that there's a lot hidden from us by our very own governments as a form of control, as a form of pushing their ideology or their understanding or us believing the way, just what they want us to see. They want us in their created world. Each one of our world leaders, I mean, they don't want to come out of power. They want to run. They're running all of us like sheep, not as individuals. So I think we need to break out of that shell and realize that we are a quantum entanglement of our own. We are a quantum computer, and we are quantumly entangling our reality with everybody else's reality in this planet. That's how wild it is. So you can imagine, if you are quantum entanglement, then you can reach into multi-dimensions to create and manifest the life that you want. This show is not just about getting high and not just about healing the community, but it's about healing our minds, healing our understanding of reality around us. We have been boxed into the lie that they have created. We have been boxed into believing the way they want us to see and believe. But when you jump out of that reality, you see things, you believe things differently, you feel them. And that's the biggest deal. You start to feel it, that you are the quantum energy. You are the quantum change. I feel I am a quantum change. And as I push it out more, it goes, it flies. I can feel that energy. And when I am trying, like earlier I was saying with the numbers, when you say the numbers, feel it as it's a healing energy coming into you. I feel those things. In the feeling of it's like confirmation. It's energy. You can't describe it any which way other than it works. It's real. It's alive. It's happening. So that to me is quantum. And I feel as though we are creating this physical realm that we live in. We, the 8.9 billion bodies on this planet, 8.9, that's insane. I mentioned it at the beginning of the show, but 8.9 billion souls manifesting reality. Because if not, we are just energy. We are just vibration, and we pop in and out of frequency. That's what we are. So this physical realm, I feel we are working on it all together, entangling our individual quantum computers that we are, creating this. Look, one quantum computer, one quantum chip, not even the whole fucking computer, just the damn chip with the Willow and Google. Amazing. Frightening. Frightening because where is it really pulling information from? And because the speed at which its qubits are able to to process. And the amount of information that it's able to upload, download, whatever, it's otherworldly. Otherworldly. Let me see. Ooh, wait. Chris just said, is the universe mental? Well, Chris, space and time is mental. Space and time is all mental. It's in our heads. And the only reason we try to quantify space and time is to make sense of the chaos of the universe. But we will never make sense of the chaos of the universe. We can meld into it, we can become part of it, which we are. The healing numbers, where did you get the I went to multiple different websites, and I had found a combination of the healing numbers. I'm going to do an article on LinkedIn and on the website on Oraganji.com, and I'm going to put the healing numbers up there. And if you guys didn't hear the numbers earlier, quickly, let me just do a quick number rundown before my last weird story of the night. But I'm going to call these the magical manifestation numbers. Magical manifestation numbers. So here we go. And Chris, this is kind of like the universe is mental. It's like we're pre-programmed. This makes me feel like we're pre-programmed. Only Zeus, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here. Welcome back. See, we're trying to quantify something that is unquantifiable. It is unquantifiable because it's all 8.9 billion of us creating it. Because without it, then we are just this dark energy, this dark matter. I heard somebody talking about it today, saying dark matter is the Akashic record. I mean, if we can physically say the Akashic record is somewhere or something, then interesting. But we are that dark energy. And without our combined manifestation, we don't have a physical understanding of the world. And that's what this is. That's our combined energies and effort, I believe. I'm out of shine in one glass. Nick, welcome to the show. Good to have you here. No, but I think the universe is a wild thing. So here's the numbers really quickly. I'm just going to run through them pretty quick once again. And, well, thank you, Zeus. Thank you very much. Okay, here are the numbers. You ready? 55515. That right there is temporarily numbs the pain in the body. All right. 88442. Alleviates emotional pain and soothes the heart. 11770. Reduces chronic physical pain and inflammation in the body. 22991. Activates cellular healing and promotes recovery from injuries. 77421. Targets nerve pain, reduces sensitivity. 33660. Soothes migraines and headaches. 99088. Relieves deep muscle aches and tension. Zeus, 13 is an excellent number. 13 is one of the best numbers. One, 2, 1, 4, 5. Supports relief from internal organ discomfort or stomach discomfort. And remember, do all of these in a chant. Believe them, see them, chant the numbers, and visualize the pain or the mind alleviating. 88819. Dulls sharp acute pain, such as toothaches or sudden injuries. 44220 relieves emotional trauma stored in the body, calming physical stress and the response to it. 55133 promotes restful sleep and dulls the pain. 70799. Again, that's 70799. Eases pain from burns, cuts, skin irritations. 33112 aids in reducing arthritis and joint pain. 44155 assists in calming phantom pains. I get a lot of phantom pains. I get a lot of pains like in this region. I'm not stressed about them. It's like an angina, which is like a whatever heart attack. But you don't think about those things. It should be fine. I'm going to say a lot of these numbers. I'm going to be easing some shit over here. 55421 alleviates pains linked to stress and tension, such as chest tightness. I'm going to be chanting the 55421 55421 55421 55421 yeah, boom. You know something? Chest feels a little lighter. Not so stressful. Look, I'm just chanting it and believing it. You need to believe. You need to see. I just felt a little lighter, felt a little easier. I was like a little weight came off of my chest. So I think that's a big deal. And right there, only Zeus. It's time to make the donuts. It's time to make the donuts. Nick, you're making donuts? What are you gonna do? You're gonna make me so hungry. Nick is over here making donuts. Delicious. I replied to your message on LinkedIn chat soon. Excellent. There's like a 3-second delay. Your video comes first. Then the audio follows. Not sure what happened. You kind of out of sync. I checked YouTube as well. Same thing. Yes, out of sync. Sync. I'm not even sure what it is. Am I still out of sync? Like a 3-second delay? That is wild. So for the last part of this, I'm still out of sync. It's restream. Out of nowhere, it'll do that. And it'll just... See? Oh, Chris knows what's going on. He's like, it's all this bending reality talk. And that's what we're doing. Because we're talking about it, there was a 3-second lost time. You are seeing a physical manifestation of our conversation. It's like a 2-second, 3-second delay. My mouth moves. And then a couple of seconds later, it's your voice. All right, wait, I'm going to try to stay very still. And I will talk to you. And that way, as my mouth is moving, hopefully all of it it doesn't look like it's extra weird. Like I'm moving in, I don't know. No, it's the truth. You start talking mind bending, time bending, and it happens. Here on the show, time is a perception that we put together ourselves. Time is a construct of humans. This is our construct to understand the chaos. that surrounds us, the chaos of the universe. And that's the problem, is that we're trying to understand it instead of just becoming part of it. So definitely very awesome. Let me see. And tomorrow's going to be an exciting day. It's the beginning. I wanted to, really quickly, while we have time, I want to talk about the big thing. It's not big. It's just one of my crazy ideas. I want to talk about one of my crazy theories about the fog. We mentioned the fog in the last show. I don't know why I'm pointing that way. Like that's where the last show is. I mean, it could be there, or it could be over there. But I'm pointing in that direction because I feel comfortable that the last show is this. But in the last show, we spoke. Oh, it's so bright. It's so bright. Radioactive light. Okay. So the last show, we spoke about the fog. We spoke about what is this fog? Is it chemical? And I mentioned the fog, I know, in the show somewhere. Last show. The last one. This is a fog that has rolled into different parts of Florida and different parts of the United States, has also experienced this abnormal fog that doesn't tend to dissipate or seem to dissipate. And the particles almost look like very large dust. And when they land in the water, they almost have an oily residue that dissipates. So my possibility of the fog might be a high-tech, again, take it as you will, but might be like I heard it was like a nano fog, like nano devices. That's big. Nano devices, nano testing, nano searching, nano something. But the fog that I spoke about before, where I thought it was chemical, it was not. So I'm waiting on somebody to call me back, but they were testing water samples where they had seen chemical residue from the fog. So maybe we can find out what this thing was made of. But definitely from all the eyewitness reports and anybody that I've spoken to, they feel like this fog was something different. Like maybe not nefarious, but possibly. So you look at this fog, maybe it's a test for a large scale sporting event, because it can roll in out of nowhere. And as it showed in Daytona Beach, it did. It came in from two different places. Like it was created and being pushed in. Very freaky, very wild. So maybe this is a precursor to a large scale public event like Super Bowl, where it's a perfect stage for an alien encounter. This is a perfect stage for an alien, hey, howdy, here we are, due to the sheer number of viewers and the global attention that it draws. Could the aliens choose such a platform to ensure their message reaches a maximum audience? So what does the fog have to do this? I'll explain. I think they've been doing incursions. I want to say it was almost a year ago now, maybe a couple of months ago, many months ago, almost a year. In Miami, there were strange alien sightings. Some of them were at a mall close to the beach in Miami, and others were in a neighborhood where they were getting this fog, this strange nano fog that isn't atmospheric in any way, but maybe more of maybe something to cover, to mask, to stealth large areas. So maybe not nefarious, but something to block our view. So the fog could be alien. Just a theory. I'm just throwing it out there. Look, I said it earlier, Baba Vanga, known for her eerily accurate prophecies, reportedly mentioned alien contact during a significant world event, a significant world sporting event. I think it's Super Bowl. It fits the description. It's coming up soon. Be ready. I mean, has there been any evidence or speculation aligning with her prediction for the year? Yes. She also came up with a prediction that we are going to be growing human organs in a laboratory, and end of 2024, they were implanted already into a patient that is in the hospital currently. So her predictions are coming together, but she said that would actually happen this year, but still a little early. I mean, some conspiracy theorists suggest media companies could already be aware of an impending contact and are preparing for how to broadcast or control the narrative. I mean, recent government disclosures about UFOs and UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, conditioning the public for a larger revelation. So I've mentioned it before that we are desensitized. Like we don't seem so worried that there's aliens. We don't seem so nervous about aliens. I think the Super Bowl as a cultural touchstone symbolizes unity, competition, and the aliens will use it, such an event, to communicate a message about humanity's shared future, about humanity's shared vision with the aliens. Now, the fog phenomenon, and let me just talk about the nanoparticles I keep mentioning. Unusual weather patterns like this to cover up large areas quickly. The video I saw in Daytona Beach, the way it has come in, the way it hath come in, very strange. It hath come in strangely, but it did. The video I saw was time-lapsed. Amazing. Covered the entire area. You couldn't even see outside 2 feet in front of you, 3 feet. Large craft traveling through the sky or into a water base or out of can be masked like this very easily. Small UAPs, small drones, we don't know what the fuck is going on. So I mentioned nanoparticles. So reports of strange fog in various areas. What's in it? Could it be natural weather phenomenon? No. Maybe though. Maybe something more sinister? Because our government can't tell us anything. We ask, we need information, and look, it takes disclosure from them. What is it, like 25, 30 years later? And then they can disclose shit? Some people believe the fog is tied to nanoparticles, either as a delivery system for experiments or as a means to obscure visibility during tests of flight equipment, of who knows. I read an article the other day that we have done teleportation. We have teleported stuff over internet line. I don't know if I've read it right. I know they've done teleportation before, or MIT was working on teleportation over short distances or short periods or short whatever. And recently I read the article where teleportation was achieved over an internet high-speed line. The implication of that is, wow. I mean, already with 3D printing, I feel like we're in Star Trek, and they're going to the food creator thingy and saying, coffee, and just coffee, thank you. Like it's able to create anything you want. I think 3D printing has brought us so close to that. And I felt like connected to the internet, you could purchase an item and then boom, it comes right down to your printer and prints for you immediately. That's how I see the future. But we're already there. And to transfer things over the internet line is amazing. So now I get back to, what's being tested. Why are they covering up visibility with this fog? So nanoparticles in the fog could be designed to affect human biology, perhaps as a method of testing immunity or reactions. Many people reported being sick after these fogs. Throats were sore. They had congestion. That to me shows something nefarious. Something else is going on, and we probably need to pay attention. That's all I think. I think we just need to pay attention to all the wildness that's going on. There's a lot happening as we speak. Sometimes I'm shocked because sometimes it feels like I am communicating with certain people through the web. It's like they're using my speaker as a mic and looking at me. Really? Wait, Nick, wait. Let me read this again. And sorry for the delay. I restream, the number one restreaming software. Whatever. Let me see. Sometimes I'm shocked because sometimes it feels like I am communicating with certain people through the web. And you might be, you never know. Angie used to think people are watching in the little camera that's up there in your thingy. You don't know when it's on. You don't know what's watching. I don't have a light on right now signifying my camera is working. I can just see myself, but there's nothing here telling me that it's on. So I could be watched. I felt like a lot of the things I say, my ideas, my theories, my concepts may be listened to, reproduced. I don't know. I figure everything I say is public domain. Everything I say is public domain. If you hear it, you're part of it. You're part of its creation. You're part of its manifestation. I believe in the goodness of the world. I believe in the goodness of each other. It's not always that way. We're not always good, but I believe in it. And so that believes in the greatness of things happening, the betterment of humanity. I believe in it. I have a desktop with no camera or mic. Well, then you're lucky because nobody's looking, but they could probably still hear you. If you have an Alexa, I don't have an Alexa in the house or whatever it is, whatever the competing devices. I don't have either one. So I don't have anything listening in my household other than my computer. I'm back in sync. Oh, I'm back in sync. Look at that. That's strange. We were talking about, look. You talk about it and it's happening. It falls out of sync with reality or with time or with the process of how things work. Wait, I'm going to relight this one. I don't know what this one is. I was just pulling out big roaches. Whenever you're low on weed, you know what you do? You pull out roaches. I mean, I've got some fresh shit I could roll, but it's too far away. I only rolled 2 for the show. And I figured, well, if I needed to smoky anymore, I'm just going to grab from the giant ashtray of Roshis. Good or bad? But if they're too big, that means I didn't really enjoy them. I am back in sync. All right. So we talked about some amazing magical manifestation numbers. I do want to remind you, on the 25th, perfect alignment. But every night this month, there is an alignment. Every single night this month, there's an alignment. But on the 25th, it is a perfect alignment. So manifesting this whole month is powerful. The planets are aligning, the chakras are aligning, and we'll talk about it again, but I just want to mention with the fog and the things that we're seeing outside, get a mask just to be safe. That's all I wanted to say. All I want to say is get a mask, be safe, because I just want to make sure you understand that. Be safe. There's a lot of sicknesses right now. There's SARS and influenza and illness and look, the flu, you name it. And COVID. Don't get me started on COVID right now. There's multiple different strains that have restrained itself. It's safer in public to have a mask, just to be safe, just to be prepared. I'm only saying this, not as a prepper, but as someone who's prepared in life. If you're going to see fog out there that doesn't seem like fog, doesn't smell right, doesn't taste right, doesn't feel right, and it's getting people sick, well, fuck that. I'm going to wear a mask. I'm going to. I ordered some. They're crazy strange. Weird masks. I'll have to grab it and show you all this mask. It wraps around and connects around the back of the neck. I was like, okay, interesting. And it has respirators. I'm like, so cool. It's steampunky. It's like a very steampunkish, gothic-y mask. Got a bunch of them. This tastes like some Kalea Zakatachichi. It smells crazy. It smells like some Zakatachichi. That stuff promotes beautiful dreaming, vivid, colorful dreaming. That's Kalea Zakatachichi. Don't make a tea from it because it'll taste like shit. You can only smoke it. Don't try to eat it raw. It's pretty rough. It's a Mexican herb only meant for smoking. Mix some mullein and damania with it. That makes it a little bit easier. Maybe a little passion flower for some smokiness. Beautiful. Love some passion flower. Let me see. I do have a curved plasma screen. Okay. You don't know where that camera might be. You never know. You never know how anything might be ever watching you. I remember when the Xbox had the Kinect. Was it the one with the little light bar? And this thing is so future tech that it was light field technology. They even had a camera coming out that was light field technology, but I don't think that really ever caught on. But it should. It's it's absolutely incredible. I wonder if there's any tea left. 1 second. Very little left in there. Still delicious though. Even cold. I've noticed all the teas that I've been drinking that you can get on Oraganji.com. All the teas, even cold, but with honey. Because honey is a great transmuter or reducer or whatever. But even cold, the teas are still really good. Yeah, you never know with a Samsung TV. It probably has. Siri is getting in trouble because of its illegal recordings. They're on all the time and they record everything. And there are people listening and judging. So quickly, I was talking about the planet alignment. The big alignment is on the 25th. And on the 25th, you're going to have the Earth aligning with Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, all on an alignment that you'll be able to see in the sky. Now, every single night this month, every single night in the month of January, we are in an alignment. We are aligning with another planet, with another star, with another constellation. We are in magical alignments right now. And what that means, on the 25th, they manifest your whole way up to that. Manifest the reality that you're looking for, create the life that you want, the energy, bring the kindness, the authenticity, believe in what you want. Focus. Don't want everything because that's too much. Don't want everything, it's too much. Pick something. Pick something that you can believe, that you can live out, that you can already see as though it's already happening. Why is it so important leading up to the 25th and on the 25th? Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn are opening up their chakras, their energy centers. They are opening up that tidal wave of possibility, of opportunity that your frequency needs to be open to as well. Look, communication and intellect because of Mercury, love and harmony because of Venus, action and courage because of Mars, expansion and wisdom, Jupiter, discipline, structure because of Saturn. All of these planets together aligning. This is the perfect moment of manifestation. This right here is so powerful. That alignment is going to amplify the planet's combined energies, amplifying it like, and boom, hitting it to the earth, amplifying that energy and channeling it here to Mother Earth. Wow. That's why I'm excited. That's why I'm sitting here looking at that 25th of January going, holy shit. And maybe the aliens, see Frank, I'm still talking about aliens. Maybe the aliens come say hi to us then. On the 25th, on the alignment, on the moment that our energies are maybe open and accepting and ready for that kind of wisdom and understanding and acceptance. Because that's what we are going to need for aliens. We're going to need acceptance because we want to know why. Look, we spoke about it on another show, last show, I think, or a show before, where we talked about the possibility of these programs with aliens and they're testing on us or they're taking our genetic code so they can have children. There's a lot of crazy possibilities, but we are living in a future where the impossible is possible. We are living in a reality where the unbelievable is becoming believable. I never thought that some of the discoveries that we are coming to now would be possible. I, as a kid, watched Dick Tracy, and he would open up his watch and talk to somebody. And I thought, wow, that's what I want. I want a watch like Dick Tracy. I want to talk to the world. Man, what is this? This is a watch. It's a clock that tells the time, keeps the dates and calendars. It is more powerful than the computers we used to send a man to the moon. That is wild. That's the power digitally we have in our hands. We individually are that times a million. We are quantum. This handheld device is nothing compared to what the energy that we actually are. We are quantum machines. We are quantum magic. And our quantum entangled magic is aligning with the entanglement of the universe, the quantum nature of it all. And it's all beaming and funneling into you. It can sound dirty, I'm sorry. But on the 25th, this is wow. I am so excited about it. I am so ready for it because that's what we need. That's what we need. We need to manifest kindness and goodness and a better world through understanding. Maybe the aliens are coming to help us with that. They're coming to help us with understanding. I hope they brought seeds. I hope they brought, because you know there's weed. You know there's weed on the alien planet. You know they grow weed in their spacecraft. It's a big spacecraft. It's big. They've got to be growing weed. They've got to know about it. They come down here and they're like, what do you mean you don't have weed? Fire, Chifa. You better. Oh, a dispensary. Oh, good, let's go. You know they're getting into that shit. They've got some, but still, the 25th, I wanted to mention it after my crazy theory about the fog, I had to throw something in. Maybe there's the fog is disguising things in the sky. So be prepared, put good energy out there, be the good energy that you want to be the change that you want to be that change, and use the alignment of the universe to amplify and supercharge that manifestation. You know, Nick, it's funny. I want to tell you that even if people are watching, people are listening to you, I already feel that way. I already feel that way because of, like, we could be the show, we could be the Sims for a higher intelligent race that created our civilization through, again, I keep it simple like a video game, but in that simplicity, the Sims creates its own world. And imagine you can create your own universe. I was playing Spore, Spore, was a game on the computer where you can create from an amoeba, or from you're coming out of the sea, you're becoming an herbivore, or you're becoming this, and you're learning technology, and you're evolving, and then you're shooting out into space, and then you're exploring the universe, and it is so detailed, so well done. For a game like this to be so, I mean, it's incredible. Incredible if you have the time for it. And then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, interesting. You've now created your own living and breathing and working universe. And I say, how is it living, breathing, and working? So I had a computer that was running it, just running it all the time. My universe, and I was being attacked by civilizations. People were dying and living, and new civilizations were becoming, and it was a cycle that was running on its own. So in that running cycle, it was its own living, breathing, talking civilization, its own universe. So you look at The Sims. The Sims, you can create vast neighborhoods of all the characters that end up working and thinking and doing differently. I had one that was abducted by aliens in The Sims. He became too intelligent. The aliens abducted him. I'd never seen that before. Wild. We are creating universes. We are creating galaxies. And look, there's a game I play on the PlayStation where you are in space travel. And you are creating civilizations and colonies on multiple planets, throughout multiple civilizations, throughout multiple dimensions. Very deep game. For some reason, I can't remember the name of it right now. It'll pop to me in a moment. But that's the wildness of that's the wildness of realizing how, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh my God. I am so high that I totally forgot everything. Totally forgot everything right there. Just, I'm out of tea, so I'm just gonna drink warm Dr. Pepper. It's still good. Not as good as I thought it was going to be. So, big manifestations on the 25th. Remember, you are the power. You are the energy. You are amazing. I believe in you. I believe in all of you. I believe in what you're capable of as a kind, authentic person. The creative energy that flows from this show, it manifests into something so much bigger after the show. My energy before the show, it's all over the place. I can't even think. I can't think until I hit go live. And the second I hit go live, I'm like, okay, I'm awake, I'm here, I'm alive. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready for the show. I don't know why that happens, but maybe it's my body and my mind trying to put me into a fresh state just for highly motivated. So here, this is a beginning. This is just a start, a reminder that you are amazing. And I believe in you. I'm proud of you all. I'm proud of everybody. Sometimes in microwave, and sometimes in maximum ways. You're all incredible as a community. And I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for always bringing great conversation, great ideas, great energy, because that's awesome. I want to thank everybody. I'll, of course, thank Angie for helping me make these opportunities by watching my lovely daughter. My young daughter, if nobody's watching her, she wouldn't let me do this show. She would bust right in here and be like, no time for daddy. But daddy needs this show. This show is let's let go for a little bit together as a community. Let's breathe a little bit. Let's smoke a little bit. Let's talk a little bit. Because when I'm done with this little bit, I go back and if anybody's still awake, I'm playing video games. It's a little late now. Maybe not now. Play video games on my own. Eat some ice cream, which I shouldn't be doing. But if I drink some Belly Bliss, which is a great tea, I'll feel better. So I eat ice cream so that I have a problem, so that I can drink the tea. And I add vanilla ice cream to my tea. So earlier, Christopher, you were asking if I add cream to my tea. So the Belly Bliss, I did. It doesn't have any caffeine in it. But the Belly Bliss, I actually added, I added vanilla ice cream, just a little bit. It was too hot, and I was like, delicious. So actually it worked out really, really well. And I don't know why I didn't remember, because you said cream, and I was like, I put ice cream. But I'm not supposed to be eating ice cream at all. So, yeah, let's keep this between us, all right? Don't tell anybody that I ate ice cream, because I'm not supposed to at all. Anyways, thank you everybody for coming out to Highly Motivated, a podcast, a smoke session, a community get-together. This is an intergalactic smoke sesh. And as of today, we are a time slip. So wait. A time, hold on. Slip, smoke sesh. Smoke sesh. So we have slipped through the constructs of the matrix of time. We skipped it by 2 to 3 seconds. I think that's wild. And then when we all jumped on and caught onto it, time corrected itself. So we are an intergalactic smoke sesh and a time slip smoke sesh. We time slipped together on the show. That's big. That's huge. I don't think that's ever happened for a show, ever. We might have done a first on the show, a time slip in real time. A time slip in real time. And then the correction of time itself. That's wild. I jumped into the future for you. And then back. But we did it together. We were all on this cosmic intergalactic ride. All of us were on a time slip. All of us were on a delay. Is that deep? Is that too deep? It might be too deep. It might be too deep. But I still think all of us just experienced this time delay, this time slip together as a community. And that's never happened before. You're all amazing. You're all fantastic. Remember, this is just the beginning. Today is the beginning of the week. Sunday, this is the beginning. Not Monday. Monday's just a day. You're going to enter into an amazing week of journey, of growth, of adventure. This week is going to be powerful for you. This week is going to bring you everything that you need because you're going to believe it. You're going to manifest it. You're going to create it. Remember, the 25th is going to be a big one. We're going to be getting ready for that one together for quite some time. But create and manifest as you're going to sleep the world and the place you want to be. Do it for a couple of nights in a row. Do the same thing. Don't do a bunch of different shit. Do one thing in your head and do it for like 3 or 4 nights. You're amazing. And the week you're going to have is going to be amazing. You're going to be amazing. You are going to excel at every part of this week, and you're going to enjoy it. Whether it's mopping a floor or charting a futuristic destination, I don't fucking know what I'm saying. No matter what it is you're doing, you are amazing at it. You're going to be great, do great, and enjoy it. Enjoy the individual activity as the individual thing itself. That being said, thank you again for coming to Highly Motivated. I am highly enthusiastic. Even looking forward to our next show. I'm excited you're all here. I'm excited. It was such a fantastic show. Okay, Smoke, and can't wait for the next one. I hope you're all there. Let me see, this podcast is always a pleasure. No pressures or agenda. No, you're right, none. Just a casual chat here at Highly Motivated. Greatly appreciated, Oren. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. Also, thank you, peoples, for making it a community. Thank you, for real. All of you for always making this a community. And that being said, arrivederci, do svidania, aviteze, ciao. Be awesome. Be the power that you're looking for. Be the energy that you seek. You are the creator, the watcher, the eye. You are magnificent. So do the magnificent things that you are. And in that, ciao. Gotta go. Bye. Gotta get some sleep. Big day tomorrow. Big day. All right. Bye.